Hi, this is Matt, and I want to show you how busy parents and professionals are dropping 35 pounds of fat or more in 12 weeks or less easily without starving, without eating foods they hate, without spending tons of time exercising or buying magic fitness things, struggling and grinding. This is my client, Jeff, and Jeff lost 32 pounds in 9.5 weeks. Before we started working together, the best Jeff could do was just yo-yo up and down. He could lose a little bit of weight and then he'd end up gaining it back and more. You might have experienced that. That's very common with our attempts at fitness. I want to let you know who this is not for. This is not for the people that are looking for the latest fitness craze or quick fix, temporary fix. Quick fixes are always temporary. We can force a situation for a little while, just like I mentioned with Jeff, but then we always go back, right? And this is not about pills and magic supplements and just that stuff never works. The industry's selling it like crazy, but it never sticks. It never works, but they do make good money off of you for it. Well, this is not for those people that are looking for that. And this is not for people that are grinders that are they think that living the healthy life they want has to be hard because it doesn't have to be hard. As a matter of fact, it's if it's hard, that's why we quit. It's got to be something that you fall in love with and create a path of something that you love. So then we move on to who this is actually for. This is for people that are looking for a lifestyle model. It's easy to be this way. This is just natural for you to be this person, teaching you how to create that. This is for people that are looking for permanent results with their health and fitness. They want control over what actually the main thing that makes you get the results that you do. And this is for people that are looking to have fun being the healthy and fit person that they want to be. My name, as I said, was Matt Morgan. It is Matt Morgan. I grew up in a little town called Layton. It's in California. I got bit by the fitness bug early at age 15. By the time I was 19, I had succeeded. I graduated kinesiology and I started my own fitness business. And I learned to hate it. So I stopped doing that after 10 years. And I actually went out for 4 years and I was a farmer. The reason I didn't like that business very much is because the success that I had got at 19, I could still do that. I could have success and I was a successfully fit person while I was training people, but I could not consistently produce that success with my clients. Literally, like 1 out of 100 people that worked with me were people that actually got success and maintained it. And so that was a really frustrating state for me to put all that effort forth into trying to help people. Um, succeed and they didn't get the success that they wanted. So I stopped doing that. Now, what happened was, is I'm back now with the full understanding of what it makes, what it works. Let me say that right. I'm back now with the full understanding of what makes it all work. The fitness game works. I've connected the dots. I've studied mindset stuff. That's something that's been a passion of mine forever. I was always trying to figure out what made things work. When I was out on the farm, especially toward the end of the farm, I had gained a lot of weight and I knew that I wanted to change that. And so I did. But during that process, what happened was is I actually went back and I looked really closely because I had studied the mindset stuff. What made that happen for me? And I really did connect the dots. And what I found was is I can produce the fitness results I want anytime. And what causes that? But this is what works for everybody every time that I work with and what actually makes it happen easily. And what you're going to find is that that's not happening. Nobody's sharing this information in the fitness industry. I can do this anytime that I want. The first picture that you see there was about 185 pounds. The second picture there, I was 173 pounds. But before I reached 185 pounds, I had already lost about 20 pounds there before I decided to take that picture and go, you know what? I'm going to share this. I'm going to see this before and after the transformation of my body. Um, and I was really working it all out at that point, like getting it down to that fine thing. And what I actually found is I found what this guy did. This is me at 19 or 20 years old. What I've done is go back and figure out the one thing that this guy, me, did that caused his success. And then I started sharing it so that other people could get the same results anytime that they want. It really is just one thing. This is a client of mine. Face is hidden because he's a prominent member of society. And he asked, that with his shirt off, he said, you can share the picture of me with my shirt off. But he said, please cover my face so that, it's not out there in that way. He's not on social media or anything like that. But he's 56 years old. This is a typical 6 to 8 week result. You can see in the before photo that he's carrying a little bit of body fat there. And then he drops it down in 6 to 8 weeks very easily. He's very happy at that point. He went on to produce phenomenal results. He's a very busy guy, very busy. He works long work weeks. He has 4 kids, um, but no excuses. Like, it's not like he grinded it out. He actually applied what it is that we teach, and he got success and massive success at 56 years old. So we packaged all this up in what we call the M3 Dream, uh, also known as the New Way. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. The best way to understand the New Way is to understand the old way, which is the mainstream approach. I found this because when I was first trying to find the answer of what really caused us to succeed, instead of going back and looking at my journey, which I didn't really think about until I found this, I went to the fitness industry, and because I thought, hey, it's the fitness industry. They're there to help us, right? They're supposed to help us find it. What I found by studying them closely is that all their stuff really just falls into 3 categories. There's hard work. You can grind it out. The second thing is the specific workouts, and you're forcing those. I'll tell you a little bit about that. And the third thing you can do with the fitness industry is you can buy a fitness product. So let's have a look at that and see how that actually failed me. It might be failing you. And really the truth is it's really failing everybody out there. But hard work, grinding it out. Yes, that's the first thing that we see with everything. When you hear somebody talk about fitness, you might have a friend who succeeds with fitness. They tell you it's all about hard work. Even when I first succeeded, that's what I said. We see it in the movies. We see movie stars getting ready for movie roles. When I went back and looked at my journey, I realized that it wasn't about hard work, is because this wasn't hard work. The picture on my face right there says my dad was taking my picture. I didn't want that. I just wanted to do my workout. I loved what it was that I was doing. The hard work aspect of my journey was really the first 3.5 years when I got no results, when I was yo-yoing. And as I said, that might be where you're at right now. And that's where most people are, where you're giving a lot of effort and then you're not getting any reward for that effort. You're not getting your fitness results, and then you go off track. You might produce an injury. Your life might get too busy. You might go backwards on your meal plan, and then you gain your weight back, or whatever the case is. That's the hardest thing you do. When you start to succeed the right way, like me right here in this picture, it's not hard work. It really isn't. It's like you're catching this wave and it just starts to happen automatically. And we see those people out there in the fitness arena. You're like, how do they do what they do? This is what it's all about. This still isn't hard work for me here. From May 5th, 2024, I'd got a little out of shape. I was 186 pounds. By July 26th, 2024, I was 168 pounds, lean and enjoying it all the way. I did not grind my way to it. So that's how, first thing the fitness industry offers is hard work. It's not about that. It really isn't. The second thing that they offer is the specific workouts. Do they work? Absolutely, they work. I know that because when I first succeeded as that young man, I used a specific workout, but I learned that workout inside and out, and I taught it to every single person that I could. And not one of them stuck to it long enough to get the results. And you might have experienced that too. So the question becomes, and this was the real frustrating part, is when I got out of kinesiology, I graduated in kinesiology, I could write really good workouts. I didn't even need my specific workout anymore. And I shared them with people. I could write the meal plans that they wanted, and nobody ever stuck to those things. So the big question is what makes us stick to these specific workouts that can work? They can produce awesome success. Well, if you ask the fitness industry, they just tell you go back to step number 1, and they say, do the hard work, do the hard work. And as I said, I knew it wasn't about hard work. So if hard work is the only thing that they have to offer that makes you stick to these specific workouts, then specific workouts were not the thing that was causing success. The only thing left was the third thing, which is buying a fitness product. And I got to tell you, that's the most frustrating part of the journey. You might have experienced this too. I bought so many fitness products when I was struggling on my journey, only to find that I didn't get the results. I wasted money that I didn't even have. I was spending too much money on those types of things. And you would see the pictures of the people that were, they would get the results. It was awesome, right? And then you think like, why? Why didn't I get those results? What's wrong with me? I always was left with that feeling of what's wrong with me. And I find that over and over again with people. They think that something's wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with you. It doesn't work that way, and you can't make it work. The reason I know it's not about buying a fitness product is on the left there, the 19, 20-year-old me, I didn't buy a product then, and I still don't buy products to make these transformations. And I don't recommend that my clients buy them either. That is how I discovered the old way, the mainstream approach, what really does not work for people. So the question is how do you overcome the old way how do you fix it? You don't. The truth is that you have to start approaching things in the new way. And that's what I have discovered and I'm sharing with you here today. The new way is mind, move, manifest. It's about creating the mindset and the space for you to be able to go out there and do what you want to do with your health and fitness easily. The first step in that process is mind, the thoughts and the feelings. What we're going to be doing there is we're really finding your dream. If you don't have a clearly defined dream, I mean, you understand that dream, what it looks like inside and out, how can you actually go there? You can't. So what we do is we teach you how to get that dream clearly defined out, and you spend between 30 and 45 minutes a day the right way. It's not about positive thinking, like, oh, I'm going to think like about this thing and it's not going to happen for me. That's not the way to do it. You have to understand how to immerse yourself in that dream and make that feel real for you right now. And then you start connecting the dots between all of the things that are going to get you there, all of the actions are going to get there. You recognize very quickly how feeling your dream in that positive way really eliminates the procrastination and laziness. Because once you get emotionally involved in your dream, the way that you're properly supposed to get emotionally involved with it, you're automatically motivated to go do those things. And not only that, you're motivated to go do the things that are going to work specifically for you. So then we connect with that on the mind. We find the thoughts and the feelings. What that does gets you to take a lot of action. And then we start, and you're taking the actions that are going to get you there that you like to do. But what you find is that there's an area there that you want to improve rapidly. Like you're challenged, like this one area, it's not really going the way that I want to. What we show you in the move module is how to improve upon that area, how to take better actions, and then to take them in the most efficient manner consistently. We start teaching you how to create a habit fast. So you don't have to force yourself anymore. Habits is what we're doing all day long. 95% of what you're doing all day long is out of habit. So what we're doing is installing these really good actions, the perfect actions for getting you where you want to go. And then we're creating a habit. So it just starts happening automatically. You could probably imagine what happens at that point is you start getting really, really good results. And that moves us to the third module, which is your results, staying in control, getting exactly what you want. So now you're taking efficient actions. And now we really get to hone in on the exact results that you want. And or if life starts throwing you some curveballs, how do you overcome that type of stuff so you can stay on track no matter what? The picture that you see in the right, that actually is my family and me. Those are my abs. That's my arms, my wife's arm, my kids. I'm just shy of 50 years old, and we produce these results with no drugs, no magic supplements, and stuff like that. And we do it exactly through this manifest module, which might sound a little far out to you, right? Like, really? Like, I've struggled against this thing. I can't get, how could I get the exact results that I would want? I want to walk you through that right now and how we actually do that. How do we use manifest first off to stay in control and on track no matter what life throws at us? Well, we have this process, all of us, each and every one of us is doing this. Our thoughts become our feelings become our actions, and our actions become our results. And we can say, yeah, I understand what that is. I know that that's happening. But the real question is do you understand how to manipulate that in your favor? Do you understand how to control your thoughts and your feelings and your actions, and so you can get the results that you want? And this is how we do it to stay on track in the coaching that I share. Why we first lose control, right? This is the most important thing about why this all goes off track is in our life, we've been taught and programmed to focus on the results that we don't want. Let's say you had a bad week, right? Things went off the rails. We will get down into that because our whole life has taught us to focus on that. And we will think about like, wow, like I had a bad week. If I have another bad week, what's that going to be like? We allow that to dictate our thinking. And what we find when we think that way, that feels really bad because that's connected to something that we don't want. And we don't even know that we're doing it. That's the big challenge there, is that we have these bad feelings because we're having these thoughts about our old results. That's what actually drives us to take our old actions. Inside there, what happens is that we start to think like, what's the point? Why am I doing this? Am I wasting my time? I'm not getting the results that I want. That's what tells us like, I'm not going to do the workout today. The heck with the meal plan. I'll just go ahead and eat this other thing or something that's not good for me. That's what actually drives those types of little actions that produce those same old results again and again and again. And we don't even know we're doing that. If you have experienced this, I want to tell you that it's not your fault. Like nobody is talking about like, this is what makes it happen, right? And it's really simple to overcome. What we do, how we stay on track no matter what life throws at us is we just let the results go and then we get emotionally involved the right way. with new thoughts. Like, what does it feel like to have a good week? You just get feeling down into that and you teach yourself. We teach you first how to hijack that system and start having those thoughts. By the way, people that are really fit, they don't have like it's not that they don't have bad weeks, it's just that they're able to get themselves right back through thinking into the idea of a good week. Whatever it might be, doesn't matter. Last week, my wife's car broke down and we had a whole mess. It doesn't affect us because we do exactly what this is. What's next week going to be like? Well, you get to decide what that is by being able to choose the right thoughts that feel good because they're connected to something that you want. And that's what drives you to get back up on that horse and do those workouts. Stick to that meal plan the way that you want to. And it's not a grinding meal plan. By the way, it tastes really good. We don't want you to eat stuff that's yuck, right? You're not going to stick to that. Find the meal plans and the things that work that way, but that's what really drives you to take that little action, go ahead and do that workout, and that's what produces those new results, the results that we want. And that's the proof that we're right back on that horse and we can do this. You're not going to be able to do this on your own. Most people do not understand when they're even thinking or talking or speaking about the old results that they want, that is immediately affecting how you're feeling. And that's what causes us to just, I can't get myself to get back up there and do the thing. You have to get into this and reprogram your mind so that you can do that. So what about the other thing, getting the exact results that you want, breaking the plateaus and achieving the exact results you want? That's the big thing where people go, well, how you really like, I've battled this. Maybe I've got 30, 40, 50, even 100 pounds to lose. How could I actually go out there and get the results that I want? It's through this same process. We don't focus on the 30, 50, 100 pounds that need to be lost and it's not working. That doesn't feel good. That's our old results. We start with new thoughts, which is, what does it feel like when you do that? Getting into that right there, teaching you how to feel that and think about that only to program your mind that this is your thinking that causes good feelings. You really look forward to those results. And that's what causes us to continue to take those actions again and again and again, getting those new results. This is the thing where we talk about is that, well, you've ran into the plateau. Maybe you've dropped 20 or 40 pounds, but you go, I can't lose another pound. I don't know what's going on. And then people start to backslide at that point. That's where we abandon that, well, I can't lose another pound. And then we really start to get into the thinking of, well, I'm going to lose another pound. What does that feel like? That feels good. I lose another pound. I break that. This is where we get down to the point and say, well, what happens when I get my last two abdominal muscles to pop out? I finally got the six pack. That's the thinking that we teach you how to start inserting right in there so that you can just start thinking that proper way. You can feel that good feeling. And that's going to drive you to take those actions. It works every time for every person. I actually used this just recently on that same photo that you saw it to get leaner while I was on vacation. I did 5 days during this 12-week period. I did 5 days with my family. I was eating at restaurants, having ice cream and cake and tacos and barbecue with my family. I never packed my own foods. I never got worried about where I was going to eat or what I was going to do. Exercise and all that stuff was happening at the same time too. But it was really through that process of what I just showed you, how to hijack that thinking right there. Literally getting in the car and driving home at the end of our vacation, so happy, actually leaner than when I started the vacation. And it's not a hard thing to do. You just need to know how to do it. You can do it too. That's why I'm here talking to you, because everybody can actually do it. This is Jonah. Jonah dropped 25 pounds in 3 weeks. Before we started working together, he struggled his whole life, continually gaining. He would, same thing, lose a little and then he would gain more. And then Jonah got into this, and Jonah's story is really cool because first off, getting his thinking right, like he was able to drop 25 pounds in 3 weeks. Jonah's almost at the 50-pound mark right now, lost, and we're going to go wherever Jonah wants to go, and he's going to get to stay there permanently. But Jonah's story is really cool because life has thrown, after this 25 pounds were lost, life has thrown a barrage of things at him. He actually had to have a major surgery right after that, right after we had taken this picture. But the major surgery didn't even throw him off. He was still able to use his mind to continue to lose and drop and be happy and feel good, even though during that time, obviously after surgery, he couldn't work out. So that was taken away from him for a while. And then he got hit with something else, and it just didn't matter. Like he's just continuing to lose. And it's because it's a mindset issue. And you have to know how to get that mindset right. Jeff has kept his weight off for over a year now. What Jeff had to say here is before I began working with Matt, I'd hit an all-time personal low. I struggled to get control over my body. I had no motivation to make changes in my life. Man, that sounds familiar, right? That's the way that it feels. The M3 dream helped me identify my specific goals, and that goal would unlock a whole new life for me. I lost 32 pounds working with Matt without struggling. I'm stronger and I now understand how to motivate myself 100% anywhere, anytime, no matter what. And that's what allows me to stay fit and go get the results I want whenever I want. And that's exactly what it'll do for you. So if this stuff resonates, if this is like you're tired of the struggle, right? And you go back and it's just a lifelong tension struggle. And I know what that feels like. It's just hand to mouth. You're eating things that you know it's not serving you, and you wake up and you look back on yesterday and it feels bad because you didn't do your exercise, and then you try really hard to get back up on that horse only to get no results or very little results and have those results disappear. If you're tired of that and you really want to change the one thing that's going to make it all happen for you easily, like no more struggle and permanently, if you're serious about changing your life and changing your health and fitness now permanently, book your strategy call using the link below and we will get together. I will set a plan for you. We will start making this happen for you right now so you can let that struggle go and you can start getting the results that you really want and that you deserve.